Thank you.
Okay. So I've always been fascinated with actors' early jobs. Now, TV commercials, is that something that you ever considered doing or ever went after, auditioned for?
Yeah, I mean, I started doing this when I was like 8 or 9 or something. So that was sort of that's how I sort of, so to speak, got wet in this business, was paid my dues in commercials.
Okay, so what were the most interesting commercials that you did? What kind of repetitious things did you have to do over and over again?
Eating pizza. And I don't like sausage, and it was sausage pizza, and they have to put ketchup on it to make it look like really good, hearty tomato sauce. And the pizza's cold. I was sitting on the handlebars of this guy's bicycle, and over again I had to like take a bite, lean back and kiss him, and then smiled at the camera, and I sucked. And I hated it. All the while, very scantily clad, I might add.
Hey, but the residual checks helped, I bet.
I gotta tell you, those residual checks, those kept me going through many a down period.
Okay. Well, the first time you went out to LA, I remember the first time I came down here and I was on the back lot of a studio. And it just struck me how much history on these places. The first time you had a chance to walk around on a back lot, how did that strike you?
I think it was at Fox, actually, and it was like this backdrop of like New York, and they have like the townhouses and all that kind of stuff, and I just sat on the steps of one of them, and was really drawn into it. I just thought it was phenomenal. I just love those kind of removed realities, but at the same time, it's just such a neat thing.
Where I work, we air 2 networks, including the WB, and in our cafeteria we have a Dawson's Creek poster. And now, just thinking of all the publicity that you've been getting, the last few months, how have you adjusted to that? Things like getting fan mail, has that been an eye-opening experience for you?
It's all very strange. I mean, this sort of heightened attention where it's just so concentrated and inundating, and you have to remove yourself from it. And that's it's easier said than done.
Well, has it been uncomfortable, all the attention?
Sometimes it really is, and sometimes it's incredibly intrusive, and sometimes you have interviewers who just attack you and come at you with things that are highly inappropriate and incredibly personal, and I wasn't prepared for that at all. And I think that unfortunately, but necessarily, that's sort of jaded me towards doing interviews, because after a couple bad experiences, you sort of turn into a rock.
Now, who would ask questions like that? Okay, well, turning to this movie, now I'm thinking you're on the set of this film. The first time you see the actor who plays Mike Myers in his getup, how does that hit you?
I met him and he was just wearing like the black jumpsuit, and we were talking and hanging out, whatever, and then he pulls this mask on, and it was sort of like a jarring. Oh, so you're the guy? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Now, is he a guy? When craft services comes around and everybody's eating lunch, does he eat by himself, or do people actually associate with him on the set?
It was funny because there was sort of a tendency of, because he has to like walk a certain way, and just like his gestures and motions are all a certain way, which are really creepy. And so there was like a certain I think he's strange. Do you see the way he walks? But as soon as he takes the mask off, he's such a and I feel so bad because the man is so warm and wonderful underneath that mask.
Now, the prop guys on this, when they bring out the knife collection, does that get a lot of interest?
Yeah, that's always nice, especially when you know it's about to be slashed 3 inches from your face. And I thought they would be using all fake knives. Well, no. No, this is realism in movie making. I mean, these things are big, thick hunks of steel. So yeah, that was exciting.
One last question. I have to ask you a Jamie Lee Curtis question.
What's that?
Well, the first time I talked to her, I had no idea what a wild, outrageous sense of humor that she had.
Oh yes.
What impressions did she have, or did you have of her that she shattered?
you know, I'd seen Jamie Lee Curtis on talk shows, you know, I mean, and she just seemed like this sort of graceful, together, very cool and sort of serene beauty. And in meeting her, she's wild. I mean, she's just, you know, you never know what to expect from her. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. She always keeps you guessing. She's one of a kind.